baby.
What's up, girl? Hey, everybody, it's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up. Hello on the whohaha podcast network.
Welcome.
Oh my God, coming at ya.
So happy to have you. Hope you're all well. Hope you're feeling good. That's my wish for you every week.
Me too.
Health and happiness, man.
Yeah, health and happiness, zero diarrhea. Unless you wanted it, or
unless you
it's
needed
something
it,
that you always have, in which case, yeah, that's fine. But
yeah,
we hope you have the bowel movements that are regular.
Yes. Regular for you.
Yeah. Regular for you. Whatever your normal is. Right?
Yeah. I'm fucked.
Who's
dude,
to say?
Constipation's no joke, but also diarrhea is no joke. And we're going to talk about a lot of that in this episode. Sorry. It's important information, though, that we're going to be talking about. But before we get to it, what do we got going on this week?
The biz. What's in the biz? No, I don't think anything. I would say visit our Patreon because it's just very fun and there's cool stuff there. So
yeah, check it out. Patreon.com/DTFU podcast. Go download the whohaha app. It's very fun.
Yes. So much content. Tons
of other great podcasts, shows, and just fun stuff. Let's see. That's all the biz. Go to our website, just dtfupodcast.com. Yeah.
For whatever you need. All your fucked up needs.
All your DTFU needs.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you have a fucked up of the week this week?
No, this is probably going to be out of time.
Yeah.
But not really. But I keep seeing that there's all these rumors about David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston. No. I don't like that. Yeah.
Really? Oh my God, I don't even know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I think it's fake news, but only time will tell. This is probably going to be.
They just dropped merch, and they're trying to raise money and stuff. So I feel that seems publicity.
Yeah, but also people are saying there's rumors. So.
Oh my God.
Trying to make a Bennifer situation happen. I mean, it just all the playing to our nostalgia. So I guess my fucked up of the week is just I love nostalgia. It's great.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's a form of escapism for us right now, honestly, because things are wacky. And not in a good way out there. So I feel like people are just kind of reverting back to their, pre-pandemic, early 2000s
comforts. Even the fashion. I mean, we can't even. It's the whole thing is just a mess.
Yeah. So I've been listening to a lot of Smashing Pumpkins lately. So I don't know what that's about. I think that's part of it. So it's just nostalgia is just whatever helps you get through the day.
Why do you think we'll reach a point where it's we've had too much nostalgia? Does that ever happen or no? Because now we're adults and nostalgia for us is 80s stuff, and that's just how it's going to be. Kind of for our parents, nostalgia was a malt shop or disco-y type things or a lava lamp or something.
Yeah, I don't know, because on one hand, it's some of that stuff should stay in the past, problematic shit. Let's leave it. Let's move forward. Progress is good, and also shaping your entire personality around stuff that is from 30 years ago is not healthy. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think I'm. There is a time where nostalgia just goes a little too far.
Yeah, goes too far, gets people feeling all sorts of ways. It's okay, you gotta discover new stuff and hand the baton. You got to hand the baton.
You got to let go,
Yeah.
let go in all the ways and teach the children if it really bothers you that much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they should know,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't really have a fucked up thing this week other than like maybe it's fucked up. I still haven't figured out what's happening yet, but this is like the journey I'm on, and maybe I'll have an update in the next episode. But okay, I got that maternity body pillow.
Yes. Tell me how you feel about it.
Not good. And I think it's because I'm allergic to it.
Oh, no.
And the first night I slept on it. Okay, so there's this thing called off-gassing, which happens with like bedding, especially because it comes shipped in like really tightly rolled up.
Yeah.
And so the first night I slept with it, I could not sleep. I kept waking up with a headache and like,
yeah.
My breathing was weird and I felt like shit. I had a fucking headache the whole next day. And then the next night I like put a pillow on top of it to like hopefully, and I think I did okay. But then I used some dry shampoo the night after that, and I'm allergic to that, which I don't know why I keep buying it. I like forget. And then I'm like, I'm going to try this dry shampoo. And it's like the same one I always buy that I'm like immediately I'm like rubbing my eyes and like I feel just like really ill. And so then I got that all over my pillow and didn't sleep well. And so I washed it today. I washed all of my like head bedding today.
Yeah, you gotta.
I gotta. And so I'm gonna see if that helped. But it's very upsetting. And Pete's like trying to take the pillow from me already before I even know if I'm allergic. He's like, if you're allergic, I'll just have it.
Rude.
And yeah. He keeps saying, should I get one? And I'm like, oh, if you want one. But then he's like waiting and he's like already trying to claim it. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm allergic to it yet. I washed it. Okay. Just like, let me try it again.
Oh my God. Pete, calm down.
I know, Pete, calm down. Get your own pillow. I think he feels like he has some claim to it because he ordered it for me. And it's like just because you ordered it, it's mine. It was a gift to me. So anyway, that's where I'm at. But hopefully it's done off-gassing. Hopefully I washed it today and dried it and it's new and fresh and
it's ready and waiting for you.
It's ready and waiting, and hopefully tonight I just get such good sleep because it's been so long.
You deserve a good night's sleep.
Oh my God. I think everyone does.
Everyone deserves a good night's sleep. Everyone deserves to have a comfortable sleeping space. That is like, if you're going to invest money in something, fuck Bitcoin.
Fuck a fancy wardrobe.
Fuck a fancy wardrobe. Get a capsule wardrobe together.
Yes.
It just makes life so much easier. No, invest in your sleep space.
Yeah.
I've said it a million times.
I agree. I know. I'm so on board. I'm so on the same page with this. I just think it's so important. And honestly, sleeping just gets worse as you get older, which is fucked up because you have more time. It's like once you're retired, you could sleep in if you want every day. But no, that's when you don't sleep. It's like fucked up, dude.
Don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So get it in where you fit it in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you sleep well on vacation?
Like
when you travel?
Well, no, not the last several because we're usually staying with people, and so it's
okay. Like if you're on a vacation where it's just like
okay,
like at a hotel or whatever.
I want to say also no because our first night of vacation we always go hard, so like maybe there are too many cocktails involved and then you get bad sleep.
True.
But I do think I used to go on work trips a lot, and the first night would always be bad because I would be like, it's hard to sleep without your like significant other, and that was always weird. And you're in like a new bed. Oh, maybe not for you. Oh, okay. Well, the first night was always weird, and then if there was more nights, I slept great.
Yeah,
I starfish.
You need your you need to like get into
used to it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I gotta say I sleep great on vacation. However, there is one type of vacation that I've never been on.
Oh.
That I'd be anxious to see what it would be like to sleep on this type of vacation, and that is a cruise.
Yeah.
I've never been on a cruise before, but I've slept on many a boat. I've slept on boats before, and great sleep.
Because you're like lulled. Unless
lulled.
you are get very seasick. But also a cruise ship is way different than a smaller boat.
Exactly. Yeah, I've only slept on like smaller boats, but a cruise ship is another thing. It's like a floating hotel.
Yeah.
And it seems like a nightmare to me, like a nightmare scenario.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
In so many ways. But I do think maybe I'll try it someday. But then we researched this topic. Learning more about this topic did not assuage any fears or reservations I might have about ever taking a cruise again. Today we're talking about norovirus.
Yeah.
And specifically norovirus on cruise ships and why it's associated with it, with cruises.
Yeah. Because norovirus they warn you, I think, like when you go on a cruise and stuff, like that it's a possibility, or like basically they do a bunch of things to make sure, one, you're not coming on sick.
Yes.
And two, that you're doing as best you can to not catch anything if there's anything going on, because cruise ships are a cesspool of germs, which is so weird to me because it feels, I mean, first of all, I've definitely been on a cruise and got norovirus. So
oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Jesus, I feel like the probability of it is very high, even though we're going to get into some statistics on it.
Yeah.
But it just is. Norovirus has always been associated with cruise ships.
Yeah.
Because it is a floating petri dish.
But
let's just like do a little like background on norovirus and what it is.
Splash right into it.
Yeah.
Let's all head up to the Lido deck and we'll brief you on the norovirus before we set sail.
This is your captain
before we
speaking.
debark. Yeah.
I'm gonna just tell y'all a little bit about norovirus and how it can ruin your vacation.
Great. Thank you, Captain Saul. And I will be your
first
fun
mate.
Activities coordinator.
Yeah.
Cocktail?
Absolutely. I wish. Oh, bitch.
You're so close.
I wish I was drinking a cocktail right now. Oh my God. Whew. Just thinking about being on vacation on a cruise ship. I would love, you know what, despite it does sound like a really ideal situation in a lot of ways, but except for the goddamn norovirus. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is norovirus? It is a common, quote, stomach bug that is widespread across America in the winter, and I'm sure many other countries. Norovirus is like, it's very widespread, and it hits about 19 to 21 million Americans each year, according to the CDC.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's it's usually in the winter time that it comes about.
I think so. I mean, I think the winter is when it's the most prevalent because people spend so much time in close quarters indoors. I mean, there's going to be a lot of similarities to like what you've heard about coronavirus probably. And it's because it's a virus, and there are similarities, but it's also very different. But yeah, it is kind of like more concentrated to winter, and it has been like nicknamed and referred to like colloquially. Yeah, Caligula.
Caligula.
Caligula. People call it the winter vomiting disease. So that's a fun
cute.
Cute little nickname. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And a fun fact, this is funny to me. I was like reading about it.
Uh-huh.
The norovirus was originally named the Norwalk agent after Norwalk, Ohio, in the US here, Ohio, where an outbreak of really, really bad acute gastroenteritis occurred among children at Brownson Elementary School in November of 1968. So they had a really bad bout of what at the time was just a stomach virus. They didn't have a real name for it, but it was so bad that they henceforth named this particular strain of stomach flu or stomach virus after
the Norwalk agent. Oh my
this
God.
Town in Ohio. Can you fucking imagine having a puke/diarrhea illness named after your hometown? I thought it was like some scientific name, like neuro, like the root origin of it. No, it's from a town in Ohio.
Oh, that poor town. I wonder if it's like the fucking epicenter. I wonder if like every year there's like some sort of gathering or fair or cleansing or something that like
they have to sacrifice a virgin to the like butthole like volcano or whatever that actually exists in Norwalk or whatever that we don't know about. It's like this secret. Yeah. It's like this like
oh my God. They all have to like take Epicac and like puke into the same butthole.
There's like a gate of hell that's like actually in Norwalk, Ohio.
It opens up and it makes you just come stand by it while it diarrheas all over you.
Honestly, it's so bad. Oh, that would be a super shitty thing to like have your town known as. Yeah. Literally. Anyway, so common symptoms include vomiting, diarrhea, and stomach cramping. Yeah. The illness typically comes on suddenly, like a squall in the middle of the ocean.
Oh my God.
A brown squall. I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So why is this so prevalent on cruise ships, though?
Because fucking cruise ships are nasty and everyone's wasted and everyone's parts are touching and rubbing. And people are playing like slot machines and shit and nobody's wiping anything down. I mean, they're cleaning the rooms and stuff, but listen, I think I've told maybe this story once on here, but one of my dad's favorite stories to tell was the time we were on a cruise and we were getting off the elevator and he farted as the doors were opening and we got off and a bunch of teens got on and as the doors were closing they were like, oh my God. But that's a perfect metaphor for a cruise ship, which is just a fart trapped in an elevator and everyone's trapped in the fart. You know what I mean?
You're held hostage by the fart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or by the elevator. I don't know.
Both. Yeah. Truly by both. You're held hostage by the fart in the elevator. So
you're in a headlock when you're on a cruise ship, basically. But you know what? That's the short answer to why it's so prevalent. But the long answer is actually more nuanced and interesting.
Yeah.
Cruise ships are actually pretty damn clean. Well, they try to be. And especially now, like their protocols have changed. I mean, they've always been like they disinfect the shit out of everything. They have inspections and stuff, but not that we're talking like before coronavirus. Their inspections were like every couple years, and now I think they're like, let's do this every quarter. Honestly.
Well, also, like, cruise ships have a lot of shared spaces and a lot of people using those spaces at the same time. Like, obviously, buffets are very popular on cruises. Also, the dinners are, like, in time period. Like, you're showing up with everyone all at once.
Yes.
Like, for a few hours, and it's just changed over so quickly that, surfaces are being touched that everyone's touching.
Yeah, everything's high touch
everything's high touch. Yes, it is. One person touches their butthole, everyone has pink eye. Like that's what is happening.
Yeah. But norovirus is actually extremely easy to transmit, and being confined to a floating petri dish, like I said, can be very problematic. Norovirus is especially challenging to control on cruise ships because of the close quarter living. Like you said, like it's tight. It's tight. Like it's a ship. You have to utilize all of the space that you have, the shared dining areas, and there's also a rapid turnover of passengers.
Yes.
Again, maybe this might not be the same as it was a few years ago because of coronavirus, but this is the reason we associate. I'm talking about the reasons why historically we associate norovirus with cruise ships, not not really factoring in any protocols that they have in place now, because I honestly don't know how much more. I think they're much more strict now.
I'm sure. I mean, even hotels are, it's like when we went to a hotel, I mean, remember like 2 years ago, if you'd go to a hotel, everyone's touched the remote control or the phone, or like there's all these things that aren't getting cleaned that people are touching regularly. And now they put it in a bag or whatever, like there's all these surfaces that like
they've removed stuff from hotel rooms that are high touch that, we just don't have anymore. Like, I don't know. You have to like request if you really want them. So
so it makes sense. And also in cruise ships, like you're saying, not only are the living quarters tight, but like any way you get to those, like the hallways are really tight, like the stairs are like everything is smushed in, and you don't really, there's not a ton of space, and there are whole entire fucking floors that are under the water level and don't have windows and shit, so you're not even getting fresh air in some places, so it's you could see how that would be bad.
Also when the ship docks, like whenever you go to a port, if you're like traveling and you dock somewhere, norovirus can be brought on board by like with it's
regular
either contaminated food or water, or by passengers who were infected while they were ashore. And then repeated outbreaks on consecutive cruises may also result from infected crew or environmental contamination. Like the crew basically lives on the boat when it's like
docked,
when it's doing back-to-back turnover of cruises. So they live on the ship, and it's like, unless they're like if they don't work, they don't get paid. So I think a lot of people just like power through sometimes. Again, something that has most definitely changed since then. But again, talking about the factors why this originally was happening. And then another thing is that norovirus can persist on surfaces for days or weeks and is resistant to many common disinfectants. So it's out there. Also, the reason we hear about norovirus so much on cruise ships is because cruise ships are required to report gastrointestinal illnesses to the CDC. So this is not something that, I mean, I think norovirus outbreaks have to be reported to the CDC no matter what, like whether they're on a cruise ship or a hospital or whatever. But it is a specific thing to cruise ships to have to report to the CDC. So basically the requirement is the medical staff on cruise ships under U.S. jurisdiction have to send gastrointestinal illness case reports to the CDC's Vessel Sanitation Program, the VSP. And they have to do this at specific times, either before arriving at a U.S. port from a foreign port. The report is required when there are no cases of gastrointestinal illness. They still have to do it, even if they're coming back.
It's like a customs report or whatever when you're coming like from an international country or whatever. It's like, what are you claiming? What did you get? It's like, no matter what, they have to fill out the paperwork and submit it.
Yeah, exactly. And then the cruise ship staff send this report between 24 and 36 hours before the ship arrives at a U.S. port. Again, could have changed. But this is all on the CDC website if you want to check it out. And then also, when another reason they would report it to the VSP is when 2% or more of the passengers or crew have gastrointestinal illness. Cruise ship staff send this report at any time the ship is in the U.S. or within 15 days of arriving at a U.S. port.
Oh, wow.
And then 100% anytime, like immediately have to report it if 3% or more of the passengers or crew have gastrointestinal illness.
Oh my God.
So it's like, it's serious shit. Like this is like the law for them. They have to do this. And now that in and of itself is like a thing, but I also want to be a little bit more fair and nuanced about dunking on cruise ships, because we are going to dunk on them like all through this episode. But I got to be fair and say that in the grand scheme of things, even though when we think of the norovirus outbreak, we automatically think cruise ships. Any cruise you go on, you're like, fuck, am I going to get norovirus? I don't know. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
Outbreaks are actually pretty rare on cruise ships in the grand scheme of things. 20 million people on land in the United States come down with norovirus every year.
Mm-hmm.
So those sheer numbers alone we're going to work with. Based on CDC outbreak reporting from 2009 to 2012, the most common places one can get norovirus are healthcare facilities. About 63% of those cases come from healthcare facilities, hospitals, long-term care facilities, whatever. Restaurants and catered events, 21% of outbreaks come from those places. So you can think you have food poisoning, might be norovirus.
Dude, symptoms are the same.
Symptoms are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Schools and child care centers account for 6% of outbreaks. Yeah. And then other random settings are 7%. Private residences are 2%. So you could go over to your friend's house and for a sleepover and get fucking norovirus.
Or just keep fucking infecting yourself at your own house.
God.
Your own gross house.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Poop particles fly out of your fucking toilet and land on your phone and you touch your fucking nose and mouth. Yeah. Not wash your hands, you goddamn fucking
heathens. Heathens. Look, we learned last year that people are not washing their hands as frequently as they should or as well as they should.
Dude, we had to have a whole fucking PSA about how to fucking wash our hands.
Yeah. Fucking, I had to watch a video of Chris Martin and Dakota Fanning doing humorless, it was humorful, I guess. It was humor-ish. Hand washing videos and shit. It's like, oh, okay, everyone's making content because apparently we don't know how to do this.
God damn, I hate it here. I hate it.
It's not great.
It's not great. And then in the grand scheme of things where cruise ships fall on that whole the numbers game.
Yeah.
Cruise ships only account for about 1% of outbreaks.
Okay.
So
wait, I have a hot take.
Okay.
Because I think that cruise ships would account for much more if people reported that they were having diarrhea and throwing up.
They do. That's the whole point. That's why the CDC makes them
No. Yeah, but that's if you go to the medic on the ship and you're like, listen, I have diarrhea. But otherwise, are you telling people you're having diarrhea or puking? And also, people are drinking so much on cruise ships. I've seen some of the drunkest people I've ever seen in my life. They could be puking because they're drunk or they got norovirus.
That's like 3 people who would be too ashamed to go to the medics.
Listen, I'm not going to the medics if I have diarrhea. I'm not like, oh, hey, you guys, I have diarrhea.
Well, but this is the thing. There's going to be people that, even if you personally are not going to get it, other people are going to get it because of how rapidly and how easily it spreads. Yeah. So it's going to be found out that there's some diarrhea happening on every cruise ship.
But I will say when I got it, I'm assuming it was norovirus. I got it on the last day. I woke up and we had to get off the boat and I had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's by the time I got it, who knows how many people on that ship had it already before me. Yeah. So, yeah, it's gross.
Well, and even if you had it the very last day, maybe it was still under 2% of the people that were on the ship and it didn't get reported anyway.
True.
So,
yeah.
But needless to say, norovirus is all around us at all times.
It's like Jesus.
But yeah, it's very, very much omnipresent. In the U.S., the risk of getting norovirus each year is about 1 in 15 on land, just going about
regular
your business.
Time. Yeah.
Yeah. And a cruise passenger has about a 1 in 5,500 risk of getting laboratory confirmed norovirus during a ship outbreak.
We should see who paid for all this research because it smells like carnival. It smells like a carnival cruise.
Princess? I'm getting whiffs of Princess.
Am I getting Norwegian?
Celebrity? Yeah.
Is that Norwegian Wood? No, it's Norwegian Cruise Lines.
Yeah.
They're very close.
No, this is all numbers from the CDC. This is CDC numbers. Cruise outbreaks also simply seem more common because the media goes wild when there's an outbreak on a cruise ship, as opposed to a hospital. Yeah. Because it's, it's happening at shit happens at hospitals all the time, every day, 24/7.
Yeah.
And also it's just morbidly entertaining when something bad happens to like people on vacation.
Yeah.
And, if your vacation's ruined by diarrhea, people want to hear about it.
Yeah, I was going to say something fun bad. Like,
no.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
It's
but
like
it is
the
very
White
fun.
Lotus is where we're at with the cringe. Yeah. Anyway.
I hope the finale has everyone getting diarrhea.
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure.
Oh my God.
I feel like it's going to be chaotic as fuck. I can't wait. So yeah, everybody expects of course, norovirus or something horrible like it to happen at a hospital. So nobody's reporting about that. Right. Yeah. A cruise ship though, it's just like, oh, these people were on vacation and then they got diarrhea and they had to come home early from their vacation. Oh,
I mean,
rough.
It is like, also, like you're saying, if it reaches like the threshold of 2 or 3%, sometimes the company will like make the boat turn around and they end the vacation early. So it is that thing of like, it's newsworthy because
there's thousands of people
who are like,
pissed. Yeah.
Oh, but I didn't get to eat all the crab legs I wanted or whatever. And it's like, but you do. I mean, I guess you could eat the crab legs, but you will puke them out almost immediately. So
also additionally, the fact that a cruise ship is super contained and they have to report any kind of illness like this, and the medical staff has to confirm what it is instead of it being passed off as a one-time thing instead of food poisoning, like it would be at a restaurant, for example. Like there's probably tons of outbreaks of norovirus at restaurants that people simply pass off as food poisoning because there's too many factors when it comes to a restaurant, too many outside things happening, and you can't get a full picture in the way that you can with a literal controlled environment of a cruise ship. So
yes,
that's what makes it makes reporting of norovirus so synonymous with cruise ships. That is the crux of it.
Yeah, just associating with it. I feel like the last cruise I went on, which was like several years ago now, when we were getting on the ship, they asked, like they ask you if you have certain symptoms before you get on, which is good. And it's like norovirus stuff, like have you had diarrhea, vomiting, fever, blah, blah, in the past like 7 days or whatever.
Yeah, this is why that sign is up at a swimming pool.
Yeah.
At hotels. Like this, because the norovirus outbreaks happen at hotels in the pool. Like this is why. And
they can be spread by water, which we will talk about. So how does it spread? We've already kind of talked about how norovirus spreads, but it has gained another nickname.
This bitch has a ton of nicknames.
Oh my God. She's like, call me Noro, call me norovirus, call me Norwalk agent, call me perfect pathogen. That's her new nickname, perfect pathogen, because norovirus spreads really easily. And again, there are a few reasons. So the number one reason is that infected people produce a lot of the virus. So it's like you can drop big viral loads. Like it is nobody's business.
Literally.
Yeah. So, maybe like a normal virus, your body's only like creating a small fraction of what you are generating in terms of the actual virus. The second thing is it only takes as few as 20 individual virus particles to make someone sick. And apparently that's like a pretty low number as opposed to like maybe your standard seasonal flu would require like more viral
thousands, tens of thousands of like virus particles to like
I bet you
get
need 20.
Sick.
You need an Andrew Jackson.
I read also sometimes as few as 5.
Oh, that's
terrifying.
Lincoln.
That's fucked up.
5. No, that is too few.
I don't like that.
You don't like that. No one likes that.
Mm-mm.
Number 3 is that the virus particles lie dormant in the environment for weeks or longer, even resisting most active ingredients in cleaning products, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad. This is very, very bad. Because they can even lie dormant in a person. So like even after, say you've had norovirus and you're feeling better, like you no longer have the symptoms, you could still have the live virus and be spreading it, which is the opposite of a regular cold or flu or whatever, where
you're contagious before you have symptoms. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be before, but also it could last for a while after. You could just be fucking recontaminating people.
Yikes, man.
Mm-hmm. Another thing is, like you spoke about, like food is a common transmission route, which is why it can spread like with catering and, restaurants and stuff. And it's usually if proper like health protocols are not being taken with washing hands and stuff. So that's gross. But also going back to cruise ships, again, buffet nightmare, because everybody's touching everything. And in addition, if the people making the food are carrying it, you just like can't win. You're getting it somehow. You know? You're all touching the tongs. You're all eating the food, and it can be transmitted through both. Yep. Water can be contaminated. Pools, vacation.
It can live in water for a long time.
Yeah, that's fucking gross.
Like many, many months, maybe even up to like a year.
Oh my God.
Or more. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you said something similar to this, but norovirus is the leading cause of foodborne illness. Like people think they are getting, food poisoning, but it's actually norovirus. And also, it's the most common cause of gastroenteritis worldwide. Norovirus.
Mm-hmm.
Can be attributed to people getting vomiting and diarrhea and all that stuff. And I think since it's not easy to kill, and also I think like, when you buy cleaning products, sometimes it will say like effective against the norovirus, which means there's some like fucking heavy duty shit in that.
Yeah.
It's probably not safe for the environment.
Not safe for the environment, not organic, not safe for your kids or pets.
It's like, poison. Yeah, it's straight up poison. You shouldn't even come into contact it with like your naked skin. It is highly
wear
flammable.
Gloves, make sure the room is ventilated.
Yes. Have someone come and check on you in 5 minutes, even though it's ventilated,
Yeah.
So because it is not easily killed by cleaning products, it just and because we already said it lies dormant, it truly does lie dormant on the most touched surfaces for a very long time. Like you could be cleaning doorknobs consistently. And this is the thing where, again, I think about cruise ships, because it's like there's so many surfaces in a cruise ship room. Like I think the last cruise I went on was not the like newest ship. It was very kind of like 80s, 90s, a lot of wood paneling and like built-ins. It was like a built-in vanity and like, the bed has wood all around it. And like, there's just a lot of surfaces that should, in theory, be able to be quickly wiped down and disinfected for the next guest. But like, one, are they doing it as often as they should? Who knows? And two, if the norovirus isn't killed by normal cleaning products, it's not killing it.
Yeah, that's why when there's a turnover of a new cruise, that's why like a lot of cruise ships get cases back to back to back.
Yeah, it just persists the whole time. Yeah. Okay, this is maybe my favorite thing I've ever learned about.
Oh my God, this makes me want to die.
Okay, so I don't even know what time period this was. I'm gonna say the 90s. It could be 80s or 90s. I have no idea. There was no date. Anywho, there was a researcher at the Health and Safety Laboratory in Harper Hill in the UK. Her name was Catherine Makeson Booth. And she wanted to know, because norovirus is so highly transmittable and contagious, just how far norovirus particles could travel on the force of projectile vomiting, because obviously that's something that happens when you get norovirus. You just are sick very suddenly, and one of the things could be projection vomiting, and obviously
projectile vomiting.
Yeah, and this is something you look into when you are fully funded. You know what I mean?
100%.
Also, I feel
this shit's useful information.
It's useful. It's disgusting. And also you're like, why is this someone's job? But it's necessary. And here's the thing, because we're in a pandemic with coronavirus and it's so urgent and it's so new, this is the type of like testing and the type of research that's probably not getting done. Or we're not getting to that yet because everybody's got their fucking hands full because not enough people are vaccinated, and now it's mutating and we got to deal with this shit, and they're just trying to stay on top of it. Versus, when this study came about, Catherine was like, hey, it's been around for a while. We know what's going on. We know how you kill it and how you avoid it. Let's do this vomiting research. So
no, I think it's the reverse. When something is urgent, you get more funding.
Oh, you get more funding. Yeah, but it's like, what does the funding go to? It's like
everything, anything and everything.
Yeah.
That's why
it could be.
Why vaccines move so quickly. That's why there's constantly new information that's too hard for people to keep up with.
True.
Honestly, it's just
Yeah. I mean, but it still feels like we're behind, because it's like, what are long-term effects? I mean, enough time hasn't passed, but it's like this feels half research, this feels half like it's a fun science experiment, or not fun, necessary, but also maybe fun. And it also feels half jackass stunt.
Yes.
And this is why, because what she did is she built a machine that mimicked a person vomiting. And not only, she could have done this with like a fucking funnel and a tube, and it could have just been, it could have just been tubes and funnels.
Like a little bit more low tech. Yeah.
Yeah. It could have been more of like a mechanical type situation. Oh,
I mean, it is technically. It is. Yeah.
But they also had the funding to be able to create like a rubber face. So this machine is called Vomiting Larry. I would like for Erin to describe it. I would like for you to describe the two pictures. Hopefully we'll remember to put this up on social medias, but if not, Google it. There's whole fucking medical reports written about this, so you can find it. But
okay, first of all, the picture I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
It's like the first thing that you see is a head, like a latex or vinyl head that is
upset,
is a gaping mouth, big nose holes, and like going It looks like it's just screaming Yeah. It's just a dude's head, and it's super creepy. But yeah, the mouth is agape, the nostrils are flared, and it's just the head.
He's mid-vom
on top of what looks to be like a pneumatic tube. You know how we feel about pneumatic tubes. It's like held all by a very, this thing isn't that sophisticated looking, but the fact that it has like a human head on top of it, it's held up by like a wood frame, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next picture is Vomiting Larry in action, where it's just liquid is spewing out of its mouth, vomit, basically. I think it's necessary to have a formed head, mouth, nose situation, so you can simulate what it would be like with vomit coming out of your nose and mouth, like, projectile vomit.
Yeah,
does.
I guess he doesn't need like the perfectly coiffed hair and like eyebrows and stuff. Like, this is where like the details. He doesn't need ears. There's just like certain things where
why is his jaw so square? Like,
why is it so chiseled? Why does he look like Brad Pitt from Troy?
Why does he look like John Cena? Like, what is happening?
But yeah, I think it's fine. And also, I think if they didn't have the facial features, it'd be scarier. That's
the thing. I know. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you're right about the pneumatic. It's not a pneumatic tube. It's something. It's a pneumatic like pump or something they call it. Yeah, but it is pneumatic. Well, so yeah, this vomiting Larry, he basically excretes, hurls fluorescent water, and then Makeson Booth would measure how far the splatter went, and she found that vomit can squirt up to 10 feet. And as a result, she recommended disinfecting an area of at least 84 square feet if someone projectile vomits. Like, so if someone projectile vomits, just, you know what? All
evacuate
things aside,
the dance floor.
Evacuate the dance floor. Yeah, immediately. And we are disinfecting within 84 square feet. But yeah, I think, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why people are throwing up on a cruise ship. There could be a number of reasons: overeating, drinking too much, and then dancing and like shaking it up, getting seasick, getting sun poisoning, getting being in the hot tub too long, getting heat stroke. So many things. I've for sure vomited on a cruise ship, but despite the reason, you should still clean up in the 84 square feet.
Yep, that is important. Information that came from this very terrifying
Larry,
vomiting Larry head, and bless this woman for doing the research.
Amazing. Someone had to do it. Someone had to do it.
Okay, so what are some of the worst norovirus outbreaks? There's been a lot I don't think they really recorded the data until 2009.
Oh,
that's when the CDC I think started, because we're talking like the last like decade or so of or like 2 decades of data here. That's as far back as I can get information for. But yes, there have been some very bad norovirus outbreaks on cruise ships.
Yeah.
And let's talk about some of the worst ones.
Okay. Well, for sure, one of the worst ones was actually in 2019, a little precursor to coronavirus, I guess. Just, how bad things could get on cruise ships in general. So this was it was a Royal Caribbean international ship. It's called the Oasis of the Sea. It reported 277 cases of a gastrointestinal illness on January 10th, 2019. And again, I just want to say, those 277 had to be bad enough that like they went to the ship's medicine area and were like, I have diarrhea. Okay. The next day, so that was January 10th. The next day, the news already picked up on it, was like, look, there are 277 cases reported on this one ship. And the news like brought it up. And on the way back to Port Canaveral, the number rose to 475 in a day. So either they like underreported it and were trying to like keep a lid on it, or that's how quickly more people got diarrhea.
I also think too, when something like this happens and they have like, X amount of people start reporting it, they have to like go
check in with everybody
and be like, hey, you guys, we have a norovirus outbreak.
Yeah.
Because they can test for it on the ship. The crew can test for it. And because they're like, give us a stool sample, And they were like, okay, I think they like probably had to make the announcement like, please check in with us if you've had these symptoms.
Yeah,
and
like it's
so,
norovirus and we're trying to get it under control. Yeah. Well, in total, 592 passengers and crew members, which was equal to 7% of people on board were infected. 7%, which is so many.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And it amounted to the second largest illness outbreak on a cruise ship in a decade prior to coronavirus. So
shit.
Yeah. And prior to this incident, the other one was also a Royal Caribbean ship, and they had the highest number of cases. This was Explorer of the Seas. I forget what year this was, like 2013 maybe. 626 people were infected on the ship, and it was the worst outbreak since the prior 20 years before it. So,
dude.
Yeah, so like that came in like the mid 2010s or whatever, and then the 2019 one came, and it just like kept ramping up. But there are so many, like there are just so many instances of this shit because it's so pervasive.
Yeah, and I know it only accounts for 1% of the norovirus outbreaks, but you know, still.
It's so concentrated though. That's concentrated. What's like interesting, you know?
Yeah. Then we're going to go like just back, you know, down a list of all these outbreaks in the past, you know, several years here.
And like, please don't think it was only Royal Caribbean. No. Don't worry. There are plenty of other cruise lines that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, no. But you know, Royal Caribbean coming off strong. And then Celebrity Cruises, their ship, the Mercury, in February of 2010 had 443 people get sick. And God. I really like this quote from a passenger. Quote, "I never had anything like this," said Kenneth Thompson, a 71-year-old from Concord, South Carolina. Told this to NBC News about his vomiting symptoms on the cruise. Quote, "It just came out of me in streams, just gushes of it." Yikes.
Oh my God.
And then in March of 2010, Celebrity Cruises, again, this was like right after. This is a back-to-back case.
Oh no.
Celebrity Cruises, again, the same ship, Mercury, had 419 people get sick. So they just weren't wiping down the surfaces good enough. So
or with the right solution or whatever that was like actually killing it, you know?
Yeah. It's like you gotta, if you're gonna turn over you know, you're gonna turn over the ship that fast, you have to make sure it's properly cleaned.
Yep.
So yeah, they got in trouble some concerns were raised about their sanitation practices.
Fair.
Then in January of 2010, Princess Cruises, their Crown Princess ship, had 396 people sick. So 2010 was a real banner year for,
oh my God,
for illnesses on ships. There were 14 outbreaks of illnesses on ships in 2010. And 8 of those outbreaks out of the 14 were attributed to norovirus. Another Princess cruise, Crown Princess, in February of 2012. Total number 363. The cruise, which embarked just a month after another outbreak on the ship, returned to Fort Lauderdale 2 days early because people were getting real pukey.
Yeah. Also, like, this is just a good time to remind everyone, like, when the shitter's full, you know what I mean?
Like, yeah. They're like, we can't do this.
Yeah. How many people have diarrhea? Quick math. Okay. Nope. We're going to be full 2 days early. We got to get back. Like they got to do the math, you know?
Well,
quick
also
math.
they don't want more people to get more sick. They want to get those people off the ship. Yeah.
Also that, but like, you also don't want a bunch of sick people and full toilets.
I think they just dump it into the ocean, honestly.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure.
Cruise ships just, I mean, I guess.
Or are they going to?
They don't like dock and dump it off? Like when you go into RV and you have to like go to the station that like, because you have to treat it. Oh,
I don't know.
No. Somebody tell me
I'm wrong.
Oh my God. I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be very wrong, but
in the deep seas, in international waters. We play roulette.
they're
You
like,
can
whale
gamble.
shit in here. It's fine. Yeah.
They're like international waters where you can gamble, commit certain crimes, and empty your shits.
No, I don't think they do, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, you know.
Well, some might.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Then let's see, celebrity cruise lines. Their Celebrity Summit in September of 2013 had 335 people get sick.
Oh my God.
Many had, you know, all the symptoms of norovirus, and yeah, I think people just like quarantined themselves in their little cabins, and
Yeah.
it was a terrible time.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2013 was also a pretty big year for norovirus. 9 cases in 2013 total on cruise ships. Then the Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, Balmoral. That's Scotland, right?
Oh, I don't know, but also I'm like, Fred Olsen, it like wishes
You're gonna get
he
diarrhea on that cruise line. Sorry.
Oh, honey, the Celebrity Cruise Line was booked. Oh, so what'd you book? Fred Olsen's Cruise Line. It's like in Vegas Vacation when they go to like that weird casino and the games are like rock paper.
Yeah. It's like a fucking...
The buffet's just a Cece's Pizza or whatever, like buffet. It's like
it's giving me such a like off-brand like vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how there's Costco and Sam's Club. It's like Celebrity Cruises and Fred Olsen's.
Yeah.
Or something.
Costco is elite. Sam's Club is just Walmart by any other name.
It is big Walmart. Yeah. Bigger Walmart.
Yeah. So Fred Olsen Cruise Lines in January of 2010 had 310 people get sick on their ship. This was a world cruise, first of all. That sounds terrible.
Oh, you see the whole world on a cruise?
Yeah.
Huh. I'm intrigued.
Why? Oh, God.
I'm intrigued
Too
because
long.
I think that's like interesting, but I wouldn't want to be on a boat that long. Yeah. And I do get seasick, so I'd have to have a lot of Dramamine. And then it's like, what's the point? Because then the whole time I'm just fucking like out of it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It sounds just not fun.
No.
The cruise started in Dover, England, and after visiting several countries, it was supposed to finish in Los Angeles, California. But 15 days before they got to LA, the first of the 293 passengers and 17 crew who were infected started getting sick. So yikes. You're on that ship for 15 days, just fucking miserable. Oh my God.
That sucks so bad. And also, okay, like we said earlier, like because you can get reinfected, like you could get rid of it, and then because so many people are still sick and things aren't being cleaned properly, you just get it again. Like,
fuck.
Yeah.
That's so
Dude,
miserable.
What a nightmare.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Princess Cruises, the Ruby Princess in March of 2013 had 276 people get sick. They were doing a week-long trip in the Eastern Caribbean to Fort Lauderdale, and they were supposed to turn it over for new passengers, and they were like, you're not coming on until the CDC comes and like does a sanitation assessment, because this is like
good for them.
Yeah. Anytime this happens, they have it's over a certain amount, they have to have an assessment done.
You know, people throw fucking fits.
Oh God, it's like, okay, so Karen, you want to get fucking diarrhea that bad? Jesus Christ!
Oh my
God. I get it. You know, your vacation's kind of ruined. Well, just go to Disney World. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah, just go to a hotel at the beach and like don't get diarrhea.
Get a refund. Go to the beach. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, go to Burger King, then go to your hotel.
Yeah.
And then it'll be the same.
Yeah, then you'll have,
Yeah. Get some, and maybe some tequila just to like make sure you really get diarrhea.
Yeah, get the full experience.
Yeah.
Another princess cruise, the Coral Princess, in February of 2009, had 271. This is like, I'm going in order of like most
worst to
least. Yeah.
Most number of cases to least number of cases. Yeah.
In February of 2009, 271 people got sick on the Coral Princess. And this one is unique because it has the distinction of not only giving people norovirus, but it also gave them E. coli as well. So just a really fun time on the Coral Princess in 2009.
Everyone disembarked with honors. They were all summa cum coli.
Yeah. Fuck, dude. You just like, I hope they got like full refunds and extra money on top of that. Like, I can't even believe that.
Does norovirus and E. coli cancel each other out in any way?
No, you just like blow your butthole out like extra hard, I think.
Oh God, yeah. You just can't keep anything in at all.
Ever. Yeah. I don't think you're the same again after that.
No, it turns you inside out. You're like an inside out human after that.
You are shitting like the fucking Flintstone vitamins you had back in like 1988.
The gum you swallowed in middle school. Yeah. Finally dislodges.
Carnival Cruise Line, Carnival Liberty, their ship that had a outbreak in April of 2009, 265 people. Again, another like delay for the next batch of people who were getting on the ship because they had to do a big disinfection. Then Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, the Voyager of the Seas, January of 2012 had 259 people get sick. Rough, terrible. The Cunard Line, the Queen Mary 2.
Oh, shout out.
Diarrhea Boogaloo. On December of 2012, had 220 people get sick. Too many twos in this. This is a bad omen, I think.
Yeah, that is.
Queen Mary 2, 12 December is
12 of 2012.
Yep. 220 people.
Ooh,
all the tables and seating on this trip had to be, I mean, I would disinfect more than just the tables and seating. Before, though, they served buffet meals. They had to do it every time, but it didn't matter. People
Why the seating? Because people's like what,
farting? Yeah. I'm telling you, I think people shit their pants.
Can you catch it through your butthole? Like, were people sitting where someone farted and then they caught it like through their butthole?
If people are if you're getting like the puke, yes.
Ass to ass.
It's fucking, you can get norovirus by, like I said, flushing the toilet and having poop particles land on your cell phone. Or touching the toilet seat.
Not even hands. I'm saying asshole to asshole. Like, why
No, that's not how that works.
I wish
it's anytime. It's like if your hand touches the seat.
Yeah.
And there's
where
poop particles on it. Yeah.
Also, oh my God, what kind of fucking loser are you that you're farting at the buffet?
Okay, people fart everywhere all the time. You know that.
At a buffet?
Bitch, you know people are farting everywhere. Come on. They're just tooting all over the goddamn place.
You know what? I don't want to say
this. People
are
disgusting.
They're bad people.
Yes.
Hold your farts in until you get back to the room or get fucking room service if you can't control your fart. I don't want you farting around the buffet.
Bitch, we've talked about this. People farting all through the bar.
Oh, yeah. But that's funny. Also, it's a bar. It's like people are drunk.
No. It's disgusting. What are you trying to prove?
Well, that person shit themselves, to be fair.
I'm sure you can get norovirus at a bar, too.
Oh, for sure.
You 1,000% can get norovirus from a bar.
It's probably the worst there.
Yeah, they don't even have the stats on it. It's just too wild.
They're like everyone all the time. We can't even get the CDC in here. They said it should be condemned.
Yeah, exactly. And then one last princess cruise, the Sun Princess, in July of 2012, had 216 people get sick on their boat, on their ship. And again, they had CDC VSP members boarded the ship. did their health assessment to gauge how the situation was being contained.
Oh my
God. A lot of passengers provided the stool samples for testing, and this is how they verify norovirus as the cause. Is good people that don't fart at the buffet give up their stool samples so they can make sure,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Don't fart for the CDC. Save it for the CDC. You don't need to be farting at a buffet.
That's right.
Oh my God. Well, I really do want to reach out to Catherine Makeson Booth and be like, hey, for your next trick, would you please see what happens when a butt farts and then another butt sits on it? Can it suck in the coronavirus? Naked butt, I want to try
coronavirus or norovirus.
Oh, I mean norovirus or coronavirus. All of the viruses,
any
honestly,
virus,
any virus. I want to do different naked butt to naked butt, and then all different like mixtures of these. But I want to see naked butts. I want to see like a thin layer of clothing like you would be wearing if you were wearing a swimsuit with a cover up over it.
Like a cottony gauze.
Yes, a cottony
situation.
like it's barely like it's like thin as toilet paper, see through, whatever. Yep. Like that's because that's what people sit down in. Like a stretch pant.
Like a yoga pant.
And then from there, like denim,
harder pants,
linen, harder, harder, more dense pants.
Yeah, it's like a mask for your butt, like how they do tests with masks.
Yeah, exactly.
To see the particle, disbursement.
And we need a dry fart, so then you have to have like a whole spectrum.
This is a scientific process.
This is why I should be in science. Anyway,
you referred to her very important scientific research as her next trick.
I know.
And you're like, I should be in science. I will do the science.
I mean, I can't take some of this stuff seriously. Fucking vomiting Larry.
How do you think we do science? Okay.
I know, but vomiting Larry, it's too much. And also, I have a pitch for the name on the next one, Tootin' Harry. I love it.
You almost got me.
And also, does he have to have a face? No, because it has nothing to do with his asshole, but I want him to have one. And I'd prefer if he had a beard. And honestly, he could be a lady too. It doesn't matter. I just want someone human looking and then the asshole. And then we should measure how far it travels and all that stuff.
Yep.
Well, oh my gosh. I think we're going to talk about some tips for cruising safely. I was going to maybe talk about what happened right before coronavirus because it was some fucked up shit, but we're still living in it. And I feel like everyone remembers the cruises being shut down and people were like stranded on them and like
horrifying.
Not enough time has passed. Not enough time.
For sure.
Too soon. It's too soon.
Awful.
So we all know how that went. But, I think a lot of the cruise lines, I don't know if they were like doing it right. I don't know what was going on, but eventually, it all came to a head, and I feel bad for that industry, honestly, because
I do too, man.
All the people that work on cruise ships and stuff, like every single job on a cruise ship. There's so many people working on a cruise ship at any given time.
It's a floating city, honestly.
It is.
Like,
yeah.
It is a floating
hotel. Resort. Yeah,
some of these cruise ships, and that's why like some of these cases there's so many, because like they have like 6,000, 7,000 people on a ship at any given time.
The big ones,
even though like only a few hundred, quote unquote, sounds, like a lot, it is a lot. It just depends on the size of the ship too.
Yeah.
So like 7% of a ship's capacity, that's quite a few people are on that ship. So yeah, it's really crazy. I follow a captain on I think she's a celebrity cruise line captain. Very interesting watching her do like walk around the ship and stuff. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like that's what makes I see like these
you
TikToks.
See it empty and nice looking and it's like that looks fun. It's like the real experience not like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
But cruises are fun. I mean,
I can see how it would be fun, and I don't blame anybody for wanting to get back out there.
Yeah.
Well, please be vaccinated first before you do, because that is I don't think you can get on a cruise ship anymore without,
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. But if you, after hearing this entire episode, still really want to go on a cruise, like, I don't blame you. Like,
yeah, they're fun.
They're fun.
It's a fucking vacation, and usually in a really cool, beautiful place. So,
yeah, like, you get to, like, get off the boat in some cool ass places. I still personally am not into it. Even more now that I've learned about norovirus. But here's some tips. Just, these are from the CDC. Mm-hmm. I put a little bit of a zhuzh on them.
Yeah. They got some DTFU flavor.
So these is just some handy tips if you do want to go on a cruise still.
Yeah.
Number 1, wash your hands more than you would at any time in your life. Okay? Mm-hmm. Pretend there's poop on every surface.
Pretend?
No, there is poop on every surface. We know this now. You don't have to pretend.
You don't have to pretend.
Just wash your hands constantly. Don't get another, and that's tip number 1.
Yeah.
Tip number 2, do not get on a fucking cruise if you don't feel good.
Yeah.
The cruise line will thank you for your candor, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure they'll, at this point, after with, coronavirus popping, they'll offer you a full refund.
Yeah.
And if they don't,
or rebooking or whatever,
Yeah.
Reschedule it.
A credit for your next trip. If they don't, bitch about them on social media. Then they'll give you a full refund. Yeah.
Yep, 100%. That's how you do it. It's like, why would you want to be sick on a boat? It's not a good time. It's like already not a good time. Just like, just don't.
Don't do that.
Oh God, I hate being sick on vacation with even just like a little sniffle or something. It's like, why? I know. It ruins it.
Yeah. But if you ever had an excuse to relax, it's when you don't feel well. So,
true.
Now, the third tip, if you start to feel shitty while you're on the cruise, tell the medical staff aboard and quarantine yourself in the cabin ASAP. Like, period.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
We live in a society, and, when you're on a cruise ship, you live in even more of a society. Sort of. I mean, it's a wild society, but and everybody's drunk and overeating, but there's a good chance you're going to get other people sick. So, it doesn't matter what it is. Diarrhea.
Yeah.
A sore throat. Nobody wants to be sick on vacation, and it sucks that you're not feeling well. Why would you want to put that on anybody else? So, tell the medical staff and go get yourself in your room and have people bring food to you.
Maybe even consider if you get to a destination where you can get home, if you come to port, maybe it's time to go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It sucks, but
I know it sucks. It sucks.
And then the last tip, sprint in the opposite direction if you see someone puking or shitting themselves, and you snitch to the crew on that motherfucker that you saw puking or shitting themselves. If any time in your life you're going to snitch on somebody, this is the time to do it. Because if that worst case scenario is they have norovirus and they can get a ton of people sick. Best case scenario is that they're just drunk, but still,
oh my God,
they're fucking puking in public. And I don't want to shame anybody for puking in public, but this is the time to do it.
You could do it discreetly.
Yeah. You're not going to be like, this motherfucker.
Did you see that gross person puking? Well,
thank you guys for listening to this episode. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Follow us on social medias at DTFU Podcast, all the platforms.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
YouTube. TikTok. Twitter.
Instagram. Facebook.
All of it.
Patreon.
Yeah.
A website.
Well, website. Yeah. It's just at DTFU Podcast. Thank you for listening, and don't give other people diarrhea, okay?
No.
You know what? That's part of being excellent to yourselves
and each other.
Okay.
Emphasis on the each other part, because
we need to.
Yeah,
we need it in our society so bad.
Oh. Boycott cruise ships 2022. Bye. Bye.